on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Saturday as we are debuting another great show here on Ticket Weekends, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Stainert here. Ben pushing the buttons for us. And before we get to the guys you'll hear the most of over the next couple of months, hopefully even longer than that, as just a reminder, you can chime into the show, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961, all places for you to get in touch with the show. And I'll pass it right off to my man Tank Perry, as we are calling this show All Things Youth Football. A very important and relevant topic. Tank, what's up, man? Excited to get it going.
I'm glad to be here. It's super exciting. Obviously, as you say, it's the first spot in the show. We're super excited. The things that we're going to be featuring are talking about the Lincoln youth football landscape. We'll take a couple of weeks to talk about the history of it, where it comes from, how we're organized as a whole, and then we'll jump into the second half of the hour. We'll talk about the landscape in Nebraska for 7-7.
Well, and that's what's incredible about this. So for people that are sitting here going, okay, well, geez, a whole hour, right? Well, we're splitting it up. We're splitting it up. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be concise, to the point, and the hour is gonna fly on by. Tank, tell us who we got here next.
Okay, so who we have on next to me on my left? I am the VP, Vice President for Lincoln Youth Football as of 2024. We've got my friend here, Jim Sandman, who is the President of the Lincoln Youth Football. I'll let him introduce himself, and then we have someone on phone. We've got the Commissioner, Mike Selvage. He couldn't be here today, but definitely wanted to be here on phone. We're super excited. And then our Secretary is Craig Price. He's not here today. He's working. He's a local Lincoln Police Department officer. So
oh, nice.
He's not going to be able to be here, but he does a great job. We'll turn it over and say a little bit about ourselves through Jim. You can introduce yourself, how long you've been with LIF, the teams you've coached, what kind of led you to this, and then we'll get Mike in there too.
Absolutely.
Boy, there's a lot of different ways to go. First of all, thanks for doing this. This is a really cool opportunity we have just to talk about what we do and why we do it. My name's Jim Sandman. Like we said, I am the newly elected president of Lincoln Youth Football. I have coached this stint now off and on for 8 years. I've been the AD of, it was formerly Leon's, and now it's Allo. Shout out to Allo for the sponsorship.
There it is.
And then through the last 4 years, I've been on executive committee in different forms, shapes. Started as secretary, had a couple changes with our former president, Joel Kramer. He ended up getting a new job down in Texas with UTEP. Then we switched up to, when that happened, Mike Lamanu, who's at UBT, was president for the last few years. This year, he's going to step back and do some more coaching. So, but yeah, I've coached all levels, run the program the way I feel we need youth football run now. Had our first championship in quite a few years, 2 years ago on the C level, which is kind of awesome. And yeah,
that's good. And And we'll get into the whys and hows and the history. I think that's
Yeah.
extremely important for our new viewership as it builds to understand the importance of Lincoln Youth Football program here in Lincoln.
I think it's important also for folks to realize this is the time to ask questions,
Yes.
right? There's so many misconceptions, and I've been fortunate enough over the last 2 years now, I think, 2 years, to be around it, at least for one Sunday, one
Yes.
full Sunday
Yeah.
On Championship Sunday, and getting to know you guys a little bit more, right? There's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of just misinformation that's out there in the world. And so this is the time. This is one of the shows where you need to utilize, folks, the text line more than ever. 402-464-5685. Because these are the guys. These are the guys that will be in charge of everything. These are the ones that you want to talk to and get it straight from the source. This is you're not talking to parents who talk to another parent, who talk to some kids and coaches. This is the people at the top. So this is where you want to ask those questions. All right,
Yeah,
go ahead and toss it
you're
over to
exactly
Mike.
right, and that's why we're doing it. We're going to toss this over to Mike so Mike can introduce him. Mike's been around for a long time. Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you guys?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm great.
All right, Mike. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in LYFF Lincoln Youth Football, and why you're still involved.
I played back then. It was, of course, Lincoln midget football back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then at that time, my dad was still coaching. So in 94, after I got done, started high school, I started coming out after high school football practice, started assistant coaching. A few years later, got my own team. And I coached clear up until my son graduated out of the program.
That's phenomenal. And so, Mike, you serve as the commissioner. So one thing I wanted to do with this first show, and bear with us, is make sure that everybody understands how we're laid out. And so I'm going to use you and Jim to talk about how LYF works and why it's so successful between numbers of 1,200 and 1,400 kids a year and the things that we've done. And so I'm going to go with you first, kind of talk about your job as commissioner and what you do, what you see, and how that role has changed for you.
Yeah, when I first, as we transitioned, Jim spoke of Joel Kramer earlier. As we transitioned, I was originally the league president when, after the longtime former league president, Sweet Glover, passed away. The next year, I became the league president. And then we started looking at the program and realized we needed to update, make some changes. We rebranded from Lincoln Midget Football to Lincoln Youth Football. And we changed the structure at that time where we decided we needed somebody who had more of a day-to-day focus on running the operation, running the league, making sure things were getting done. We were staying on top of things and watching and keeping up with the trends, moving the league forward and looking at growth and figuring out how we could continue to grow the league. And so I stepped into that role as the league commissioner. And that's what my day-to-day job is when I'm doing Lincoln Youth Football.
Good. And it's not your only job, is it? I mean, your dedication, that's one of the things that struck me when I met you guys a little over a year ago, your dedication to the program and what you do as a commissioner, but you also have a regular full-time job, correct?
Yeah, I do. Yep. I've got a full-time job and I'm fortunate. My family's all supportive of Lincoln Youth Football as well. And they're all in and involved as well.
I don't mean to interrupt here because I want to keep this on the topic, but I think that's something so important to note about just youth sports in general is just a lot of them are full, or, they invest so much time outside of their usual obligations of full-time job. Right. And we're all gassed after a full-time job every single week. But here we are, you guys, for example, multiple times a week, put in hours. Right. And so I think a lot of people, maybe the athletes and their parents more specifically, forget that part, that there's a lot of other things other than just what the product is on the football field that go into being a coach and being kind of a mentor for a lot of these athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you're exactly right. And I'm going to flip this back over to Jim because, as the president, as somebody that's been there, let's talk about how LYF is organized from the board, the sponsorship, the athletic directors, and how we vote on different things. So people understand it's not just a couple of people coming up. It's actually really a detailed process.
Well, sure. So first things first, I want to touch just a second on what Mike said about his families and what Nick said about the dedication our families have. The joke's made around my house all the time that I work my full-time job in order to support my hobby, which is coaching football. So shout out to all of our families for supporting us and letting us do what we feel is our mission and what we're trying to do, which is helping the youth of Lincoln, first of all. Second thing, Lincoln is split up into 8 different districts is how LYF is set up. It's all written in grids on a map as to where you're supposed to play. We have some exemptions, but we can get in that later on. That's not a big deal right now. Each one of those districts is sponsored by a local company here in town. Those companies then go through and assign either athletic directors or sponsor reps, which makes up our board of directors. I started on the board, like I said, as the athletic director at Leon's, and then was, through the work I've put in and through the work all of us have put in, the board chose to ask me to help. I'm always been one of those guys that's okay. Where do we need help? We'll get in and do it. So, and that's what it takes for a lot of us to do this, right? Because as you guys have said, it's hours and hours and hours of doing this. But anyway, so the board's made up of that. Those, our board can go from anywhere from, because we have sponsor reps, we have athletic directors, we have assistant athletic directors. So that way we are sure that the sponsors image, I guess you can say, is upheld what that sponsor wants their team to be, the beliefs. The athletic directors, we're essentially, besides being on the board and trying to make the decisions, our job is to, 1, make sure we have coaches, 2, make sure those coaches are doing what we need them to do, and 3, making sure that we can do the best for those athletes.
Well, the beautiful part, and so people have to understand, so we actually use the rule of Roberts, right? We have parliamentary proceedings. I know I spent a lot of time in the union as an officer, so it was really refreshing to come in and see, outside of rumors or anything that I heard, all of a sudden these guys are in here putting motions to the floor, opening up discussion, denying motions until there's a consensus in the room. And obviously it's a democracy, right? So the majority rules, but it goes different directions in that. Having 8 different responsibilities coming from the sponsors. And so it's an amazing process that puts a better product out on the field. Yeah. And obviously I don't think the product's perfect, but it's a really good product with me and my family coming from a Texas market years ago.
I'll be honest, it's grown so much. It's improved so much over the last couple of years. Just from once again, kind of being around it, then to being in it and understanding the workings of it over these last 2-3 years, it's gotten so much better. And that's to you guys.
It's work. I mean, we just came out of a session 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago that led to 2 emergency meetings. And so here we are working, doing our own lives, doing things. And all of a sudden we have emergency meetings once a week until we finally got things taken care of. And can we go through the sponsors real quick?
Yeah.
The companies. Let's do that.
Let's see. So there's 8 of us. We have Allo Communications.
Allo.
We have Elks, the Elks Club. We have Greens Furnace and Plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
We have Neiman and Sons Roofing and
and
everything. We have Stonebrook Exteriors. We have Police.
Okay.
We have Union Bank and Trust.
Yep.
And I'm missing one.
Are we missing one?
Mike?
Benzito Construction.
Construction.
There
you go.
Benzito, right?
There you go.
And just a quick note, since it's we mentioned police. Police is actually sponsored by Sandhills Global.
That's right.
Yes.
Who is the sponsor, because obviously the police department can't give taxpayer money to support something like this. So generously, Sandhills had stepped in and became their supporting entity.
Nice.
Great. Thanks for the save. Hey, Mike, I want to talk real quick. Nick, you were talking about how things have improved.
Yeah.
LYF works hand in hand with USA Football. They do our certification, they do our background checks, things like that. And we were actually one of the first leagues. We were the first one in this area for sure. One of the first ones when USA Football rolled out their new thing. We are actually a gold member. Which, Mike, can you elaborate on that a little bit? What it takes in order to be a gold member with USA Football, please?
Yeah, it's really a comprehensive process, and it all goes. A lot of it goes back to our coaches and the things that our volunteer coaches do. Our coaches have to go through an education process, so they have to take. It's 2 to 3 hours worth of online classes that cover everything from proper tackling technique to CPR, basic first aid, heat emergencies, safe sport. Then they have to take a very comprehensive test over that every year to be certified as a coach. And so that's the first step, is we have to have all of our coaches certified. The second thing is we have to have all of our coaches and staff employees background checked, which the league does. And that's for obviously our athlete safety, to ensure that we're putting our kids with people who we've vetted and know who's out there with them and know that they're appropriate to be with the kids. And then the final thing, component of that for USA Football, is we have to offer 3 different game types in order to be a gold level certified organization. And so for us, our 3 game types is the summer 7-on-7, and then the fall alternative tackle flex football, soft shell helmet and soft shell shoulder pads. And then lastly, obviously, is the tackle football league.
Very good. And it's important to underscore here, even with the organization and even with all of the things that we're doing and meeting monthly and discussing and to make things better, we know, and we discuss also, it's not perfect, but we're perfectly working at being better and finding a bigger swath to work those areas out. So, Mike, if someone has an issue or a question about how we do things, how do they let us know?
There's multiple ways. We have, obviously they can call the league phone number, 402-489-5818. That comes directly to me, and I'll get those phone calls. They can also email the league off our website, off the contact us on our website at info.lincolnyouthfootballleague.com, and then we'll direct that to the right person. Or we also have several people who reach out through us via our social media, particularly our Facebook Messenger. They'll send in a message if they got questions or comments, concerns, so on. They send that in through us.
Good. And so we'll go back to Jim. One of the things that I want you to kind of expound on is you as a president, in keeping with the missions of Lincoln Youth Football, where does someone go website-wise to learn more about Lincoln Youth Football, and what are some of the things that you have in mind in leading us over the next couple of years?
Well, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do. You can go, like Mike said, to our website. You can go and get information there, but it's easier, in my opinion, to go straight to the horse's mouth. Like Nick said, you could text in and ask questions here.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of different social media sites. If you get on the LYF webpage, all of us have our own contact information on that site. The easiest way to find out where your child would play would be just to reach out and find out. Then through the league, we can get you set up with your prospective athletic director and go from there and get your questions.
So we have about 5 minutes or so, give or take, left in the Lincoln Youth Football section of the show, right? And it goes fast. It goes fast. And I want to ask all 3 of you a question, the same exact question, and see your guys' answers here before we close it out. We talked about the evolvement of the game, how it's evolved over the last couple of years. Mike was talking about, making sure the rules are upheld and making sure guys are tackling the right way. How have you guys seen the evolution of the sport in your time around youth football in general, whether that's the athletes, whether that's the families, whether that's the coaches, whether that's facilities? Talk about the evolution. How have you guys seen it evolved from your standpoint? Whichever part of that kind of just jumble of words I threw at all three of you. We'll start with Tank and then Jim, and we'll finish up with Mike on the phone. How have you guys kind of seen it all evolve?
So for me, it's a shorter snapshot and picture in a elongated career of working with the youth. And so I come from a market many years ago. That's a huge market. I come from the Texas market.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically the Houston market. So football was its own thing. So in coming here and getting involved in the last 4 years, watching when I first came out to not seeing much happening in the landscape of football, going out to watch. I used to go out to Seacrest when I first got here, watching the high schoolers play, looking at techniques, looking at concepts.
Well, and that's a product.
Yes.
That's the product of Lincoln Youth Football.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
That now you can really see with all of the programs popping up, when you see all of the camps and the clinics popping
Absolutely.
up, those are the things that are really helping our kids to be able to go to the next level. And you're going to see that transition in the future where they're beginning to really understand a lot of what's going on. I can't speak from the past, but I can tell you what I see on the youth football landscape right now, and everybody not necessarily coming together, but doing something out there.
And
It's a lot.
we hear comments all the time, and as somebody that calls 1 or 2 games a week on the high school scene, we get comments all the time of, man, they're just not good. They're just they're not there yet. That's something that takes time.
It takes time.
It takes time and development, and it starts with all you guys.
And that's what I think this group is about. Mike or Jim, do you guys want to talk about that?
I'll go. I think the biggest involvement that I've seen in the last couple of years, the last many years, has been just the culture in general, mostly on the coaching side. You can go down. It used to be just, and it's not a bad thing, right? We used to have a lot of dads. Still have a lot of dads, and thank you to the dads that step up.
Absolutely.
But you can go out there on Sunday now, and you can see former NFL players. You can see you got a former Husker coming in next.
There you go.
That he's coaching out there too. But you can also see those of us that, we're done after high school, but we're still
Studying the
students
game.
of the game,
Yep.
right? We have guys that have been from all over the country coaching, and through everybody working together, we do our coach development camps. We have a free camp that we do every month four times during the winter where we invite everybody to come in, no charge, right? And we're learning just basics, but we're also using that just to teach coaches.
It's not a cash grab.
No, it's
That's
not.
crazy.
Right.
I know,
That's
crazy,
crazy
right?
in this society,
Right.
Yeah.
in this
Right.
day and age of youth
Yeah.
sports.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mike, I know we're getting close to the hour, 30 minutes. What do you think?
I've got the unique perspective of seeing the league grow over the last 30 years. And I would say within the last 5 to 7 years, you can really tell a difference in the preparation that our coaches and our clubs have put into the program. Making coaches go and get certified and get education has obviously been a huge component. Another component that over the last 3 to 5 years that I think that we've really improved and still have improvement to be made, but we're really making good connections again with the high schools. Starting to get more involved with the high schools. The high school, you see high school coaches out there on Sundays,
Yes.
especially the last couple of years. And I think that's a very important component for us is to continue to build that relationship and get those high school coaches involved so that on Sundays they come out and watch their future of their programs and come out and help support them and support us. And, that's a big component for Lincoln Youth Football.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And the last thing that I'm going to say is if you're not involved with LYF, it's a really good thing to do. The one thing that's really been impressive for me is game day, watching all the parents come out, the kids come out, the strategy of coaches, meeting different coaches, meeting high school coaches. Those things made me want to be a bigger part of LYF, and so I was super happy when they pulled me aside and talked to me about me being more involved, especially with Neiman's and Sons. I'm the AD and sponsor rep there. But seeing is believing. It is a growing culture, super positive. It is open to the public. And so our season kicks off in August. Enrollment is open now. You can go to Lincoln Youth Football League.com, LincolnYouthFootballLeague.com. Sign your kid up for 7-on-7. You can also sign your kid up for fall football already right now. We have opportunities if you need financial assistance. You're going to fill that out first on the website, and then they'll let you know when to apply as a whole. Our 7-on-7 program is growing. And by the way, if you've got a team locally or within the sound of our voice and you want to bring your team in, give me a call, give Jim a call, give Mike a call, and let us know that you have a 7-on-7 team that you specifically want to put in from ages 9 through 14. From there, the high schools take over the kids that are going into 9th grade. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys. We're looking forward to the show.
Yeah.
Nick, I want to thank you
please.
for facilitating this. Derek, thank you. We really appreciate it. I really see Lincoln Youth Football doing a lot of big things. I know I'm surrounded by guys that have been there for a while that are just doing great things, and that's what excites me so much.
Yeah, this is going to be an incredible couple of months and foreseeable future as we talk all things youth football. This will really be the only week that people will hear my voice on it. This next week. It is all yours, my man. And so Tank, Mike, and Jim, can't appreciate and thank you guys enough for your willingness to just kind of just open some eyes, right? And just like get the knowledge and the information just out, because that's what needs to be that's what needs to happen. Absolutely. Honestly. So once again, now's the time. 402-464-5685. This will do it for the Lincoln Youth Football specific portion. It's time we turn our attention to the 7-on-7 piece of the show, as we will every single Saturday from 11 to noon. Every single Saturday, 11:30 to noon will be 7-on-7, while, as you just noticed, 11 to 11:30. Both of them will be podcasted, so you'll be able to hear and listen back on the show wherever you get your podcasts every single week. All right, guys, let's take it to break. Thanks to Jim. Thanks to Mike on the Allo VIP line.
Thanks, Mike.
Forgot to mention, Allo VIP line sponsored by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. Let's step aside, come back, talk a little 7-on-7 action right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course. They have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion? Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at The Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hey, it's Chad with the Nutrition Authority, inviting you to stop in and check out the all-new complete post-workout recovery, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today and try a free sample or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
What's the radon level at your home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Make sure your home is safe with a radon check from Bryant. If you've already tested, ask Bryant for a free estimate for mitigation. Once completed, you'll get a report showing how much safer your home is. When it comes to radon, call Bryant 467-1111 for testing and mitigation. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Happy hour.
Want to talk about the Masters menu? Breakfast. Masters blend fresh brewed coffee, a chicken biscuit, a breakfast sandwich. So that's breakfast. Sandwiches, egg salad sandwich, pimento cheese sandwich, a pork barbecue sandwich.
If you have like a loose 20 in your pocket and you go to PBA for a basketball game, you're getting French fries and water. Like that's it.
So if you have $68, you can buy one of everything on the menu.
$68
gets you one of everything on this Masters concession menu.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite MLB teams this spring and summer, as well as Nebraska baseball. Enjoy Tanner's delicious hamburgers, chicken lips, and daily specials, and wash it down with one of their tons of options of beers. You'll never have an issue finding the game as there are TVs everywhere throughout the space. So get in early and grab your spot and settle in for an afternoon or evening of baseball at Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That is right. We are back here on the All Things Youth Football Show. We have concluded the first half of the show of Lincoln Youth Football powered by Character Chronicles. Now, it's time to turn our attention to the 7-on-7 portion of the show. This one sponsored by Take Security Team as well here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. It's time we turn our attention, as we mentioned, to 7-on-7 here in the state of Nebraska and the city of Lincoln. And you can ask questions, as always, 464-5685 on the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. All right, Tate, show floor is all yours. Take it away.
Okay, I'm not hearing anything in my earphones, but can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start talking and we can figure it out. So, so this part of the show is about Nebraska 7-on-7 football. And it's really important as we move forward that we understand that Nebraska 7-on-7 football is a tournament series. It is the mission of Nebraska 7-on-7 football is to improve the landscape of 7-on-7. So when we first started and got into 7-on-7 3.5 years ago, a lot of the tournaments were just really far away. It was really difficult to find out where we were going. It was tough for our parents at that particular time, the amount of traveling we were doing. And so as the year progressed, I kind of started thinking, what if Nebraska started having more tournaments? Not that they haven't before or won't in the future, but in that point in time, we wanted to make sure we had some home games so we could improve the landscape, help teams get started. And so from there, we kind of set the first tournament last year. This year exploded with a couple of folks reaching out to us. We're helping a couple of groups there. And then two of our own as well. There's some guys in Omaha knocking it out of the park with great tournaments. My friend Derek Peterson is doing a good job with Nebraska Select. So this show is not about just Lincoln. It's about the landscape of what's happening in Nebraska. It's the landscape of what's happening in Iowa. My good friend out there, Trevor Bowlers, was really a great mentor to me in the beginning, helping me to navigate not only with the Red Wolves, which we'll talk about in a little while, but getting the tournaments, what it really should look like in the Midwest. So from there, I'll introduce Rob, and then we'll get to our other guest. So Rob Perry, we've made him project manager, and he's been able to really help cultivate with the landscape. He's got much better personality than I do. Right, I'm a little bit dry here, but he works really well with all of the teams from Kansas, Missouri, Colorado, Iowa. Am I missing any place? Missouri, yep. South Dakota. So we're super excited about all of the folks that pay attention to what we're doing. From here, I'm going to turn it over to Rob, talk a little bit about Nebraska 707 and his role.
So my role is project manager, as Tank said. I just, I am just described as the personality for Nebraska 7v7. I like talking to the coaches, getting everybody to come to the tournaments, doing the schedule, working with Zors, working with our Zors rep there, just kind of putting everything together of what you see at a final when you go to a tournament, from the games to bracket play, to all the coaches being there. It's fun. I love it. It's very fun once you get to see the final product of everything come together. We had one tournament already, Battle of the Monarch Crown up in Papillion, La Vista, Nebraska, which is in Omaha. We've got 3 more tournaments this year.
Yep.
I believe we got Border Wars here in a week on April 21st. We've got Fun and Gun up in Papillion again on April 28th, and then May 11th we have Mother's Day Showdown, which was a huge hit last year here in Lincoln. All the mothers came out, got to see their sons play football. I'm not sure that's what they wanted to do on Mother's Day, but the parents they love supporting their kids.
Yeah, and one thing that you've done, Robert, since coming on, and want to talk about it, you felt that it was important to make sure that the winning programs were awarded some type of money to go back to their program,
Definitely.
individual rings.
Definitely, we've got so on all these tournaments, we've got $500 championships checks for the organizations, because we all know that organizations spend money getting all these boys to these tournaments. So we wanted to reward the organizations when they win. We've got championship T-shirts, which are really cool. We've got rings that we've designed this year for both of our tournaments that
You
are here.
designed them.
I did. I forgot to say I designed them. And they are nice. I ain't gonna lie, got a little bling on that thing.
Pat yourself on the back, man.
I ain't want to toot my own horn, but no, but yeah, they're really nice rings. And we just want to show these teams that when they come out, that they are rewarded for winning those championships. And because we all know somebody's got to win the competition, and that's what we're doing. We are in the business of a competition and getting these reps and getting these kids developed for whatever program that they go back to during tackle football season.
Yeah, one of the things that I thought was super important too is the refs, right? Trevor Bowlers and I from Iowa 707, we talked a lot about that in great depth, what the refs should look like. And so one of the things that we've really worked on from last year, I think that was probably the Achilles heels for our first one, was kind of like the refs, right? Not that they were bad refs, but the experience factor was important, and really knowing what to do. You could really feel the tension. So we've corrected that this year. We have a We have an amazing set of refs that come out of Omaha. Shout out to Arnold and those guys. They just get it done. They're fair. And then we're bringing them to Lincoln, Nebraska for our next 3. But the cool part about it, or unique, is we're also bringing up some refs here locally to season in with that, where they get some really good experience as well. So we thought that was really important. It's important for the landscape to understand that are kind of hearing our voices. Nebraska 707 football is neutral. It sits in the middle. If you want to get a program started in Nebraska and you're not sure how to do it, give us a call. Give me a call. We'll help you do that. If you just want to know where the tournaments are, click on to Nebraska 7v7football.org, Nebraska 7v7football.org, and the schedule for Iowa 707 is there. The schedule for Nebraska 707 is there, and the schedule for Missouri, Kansas schedule is there as well. Eventually, Rob will be working on news, so he's able to put out the tournament winners on the site as well. So we want to make sure that everybody in Nebraska is very, very much involved with everything that's going on out there. We always like you to come to our tournaments as well, but that's not something that you have to do. It's not a competition for us. We are a neutral source, all things 707 in Nebraska, in the Midwest, because we know it's important, and it's a nonprofit. So if you're out there and you want to donate and kind of help us out, a lot of it comes out of our own pockets as far as that's concerned. So we're super excited about that.
Here's this. I got a question before we head to break. Rob, you mentioned the competition piece, right? And that's something that has been done away with in a lot of youth sports at times. Competition while keeping fundamentals and development at the forefront.
Definitely.
Talk about the importance of that.
We really find the competition is important. Because in life, you got in situations you're going to win or you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And then if you lose, how do you fight back to come through adversity and win? End up winning in the end. We do believe that iron sharpens iron. That is a philosophy that a lot of coaches have. You want to play against a good competition in order to make yourself better. And I think, as coaches, because I also coach, so as coaches, we tell our kids that we don't want to waste any reps. And those reps that if you're not going against great competition or a good competition, you're not being challenged. Those are wasted reps. You want to challenge yourself. You want to challenge your organization. And come out and compete. And obviously, you want to be able to call yourself the best. So you want to compete against the best
and wear that ring when it's all said and done.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Get that bling bling.
Let's take a break because we got 2 more people in the studio that we gotta meet.
All right.
We gotta meet.
We gotta meet them. We know who they are.
We gotta let the people meet them. So let's throw it to break, and when we come back, we only have 15 minutes left. Only 15 minutes left. It's flying by.
Having too much fun.
We'll be right back on all things youth football coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education. That's why, as your senator, I helped pass the largest tax cut and made the most significant investment in education in Nebraska history and worked to reduce the cost of healthcare. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the pursuit of justice for those that have been injured. My name is Eric Hagan, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our detail-oriented trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Saturday, April 13th versus the Atlanta Vibe at Gas South Arena in Atlanta. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 5 p.m. with first serve at 6. Make sure to tune in to the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th Annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Special thanks to Platinum Partner Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, delivering dependable insurance coverage for your auto, farm, and home for over 130 years. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
High schoolers, unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Mike Minner, what's up, bro?
When you look at Dylan, you're looking at quarterbacks that kind of come around once every 20 years. And this is a kid I'm looking at, I don't know how old he is, 17, 18 years old. And he is already directing things that a 17, 18-year-old kid should not even know. Changing the line protection. Okay, guys, I don't know where we've been 2 weeks of practice. Come on, man. Well, we got guys in the National Football League that can't do that.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in Westo and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on Westo Street at Price Right Auto.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
When you're in New York, Nick, in New York, I mean, you're talking about, you see mafioso types. You go into a restaurant and you would literally eat. Hey, come on over here. You know, they you know, I don't know how to say it. I don't got the accent, but they would say, come, Strick, come here, come over. Have a drink on me. And what are you going to do? Say no?
You not say
you
no
don't
to that,
say no to the drink. You don't say no.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. All things youth football. Quick final segment here, but we got a couple people to introduce to the folks, the listeners. 464-5685. Take it away.
Hey, so today we have our first speaker, of course, local team, the Red Wolves. We have our dynamic athletic director who's in charge of administration. Our athletic director who is in charge of football operations isn't here today. We'll get there. We have Ashley that's here. Ashley's been with me for 4, 5, 6 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah, about 6 years.
Yeah, and so she runs our administration. We'll get back with Ashley. I'm going to talk about the main man, one of Nebraska's finest, my hero, Erwin Swinney. He's our head coach, not only for our tackle, but especially for our 707. That's really given us a huge jump since he's been part of the program for a couple of years now. So we're super excited to have him.
Appreciate that.
Both of you guys, thank you for being here.
Already, thank you.
So, Erwin, I got to start with you. Tell me what you thought and how surprised you were when you hit the 707 market.
First of all, man, when you're talking about the organization of the Red Wolves, the way you guys had it well put together, that 707 program in particular, everything was right. And I love it. I love the competition. I know about it because the bigger cities in Texas. I'm from Texas, and I was taking heed to it and seeing the guys in Arizona, and it was something that we need here. So very glad that you got this organization together and starting the 707 program because it's very well needed in this Midwest area.
Good. And what's really interesting is I think that there was a good foundation. I don't think anybody challenges that. And the goal was to be able to use all of the kids that wanted to be a part of it. We were never looking for the best kids. We were looking for kids that wanted to learn football until we became more of a select club. What is it, the magic, I call it, that you brought to us when you came in and was able to identify if we do these things, we start to slow down the bleeding and get better? You want to talk about your defenses?
First of all, I think my mindset is just raising the level of competition, how we compete, definitely starting with the mindset, because I really do believe that speed is speed, strength is strength. But if your mindset is right, and then that's what propels you to be great. So that's really what I'm trying to bring to the organization, trying to make sure that our mindset is right and that everybody's participating on the level of competition, and we really got to compete out here. We really got to compete in practice. We got to compete off the field. We got to win in my mindset, health-wise, regardless of things off the field, in the classroom. So I think bringing a level of discipline to the organization, to the team, and I think we do all a great job of that. You, first of all, starting the level of discipline with how the organization is ran. So right there is a start. So I think just as coaches continuing to bring that level of discipline, setting the bar high, I always believe in that. Even though we got guys that's kids that's 8 years old, 9 years old, we still set the bar high. You know, we still set the bar high. We got 10-year-olds right now that know how to run cover 3.
Yes.
Where they do that at?
Yeah.
You know, we're doing that now.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, because a lot of times we think that our kids are too young, and this is the time that they are more like a sponge, so they're learning. You know, and I get that more from the younger kids than the older kids. So, like I say, it's a great thing, man. We're doing well by it.
We just got a text on the text line, 464-5685. Says, my son Jace just started with the Red Wolves. All the coaches are great. How about that? There you go.
Thank you. Jace is a great player, too. He's real.
Good player. Yeah. And one thing I want to say, I'm going to come back to you, swing back to you, Swinney, but what's really unique about what you said about the organization itself, a lot of that credit goes to Ariel Nelson, who's not here. She's our executive administrative assistant, and then our athletic director in charge of admin. Ashley, kind of walk us through what's just some of the things that we do to make sure that the ground is laid, because people need to know that the Red Wolves is a huge program. It's not 10 folks here. It's 120, 125 folks a year that are playing the sport, and we're moving those folks from state to state as well as locally as well. So you want to talk about some of the things that you've addressed administratively, you and Ariel?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing that we have to make sure that we are all organized. We are all on the same page. A big thing that we implemented this year was knowing the kids that are going to show up to the tournaments. That makes it completely a lot easier for the coaches to be able to be prepared, who's going to be there. It also we know who's showing up. We know who's supposed to be there. And so the biggest thing for our organization is to keep everything organized, keep everybody on the same page. And Ariel was a blessing this year coming in with me.
My girl.
But she is absolutely amazing. And if I'm not thinking about it, she's thinking about it. But we work very, very hard to keep everything very, very organized. Everybody's on the same page. All the parents are on the same page with all the communication that we send out.
You guys even do roll call.
Yes,
and
we
then
do attendance.
percentages of who was there. And you send it
Accountability,
out.
man.
Accountability.
Accountability, right?
Yes, we absolutely do. We know who is at which practice and what practice they did not attend. We know the attendance percentage every single practice. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm over there on my calculator doing the math. So we definitely keep track of the boys. We definitely hold them accountable to make sure that they're going to, put into the organization what the organization is putting into them
And
as
you
well.
keep the fees low too.
Absolutely. The
Do
fees
all of
are
those
definitely from everywhere that we've came in contact, all the teams that we came in contact with, our biggest thing is that we want this to be able to be reachable for any child that wants to be a Nebraska athlete.
Yeah.
Right. And then you and Ashley established a scholarship program.
Absolutely. We do have a scholarship I'm Ashley, by the way.
I mean,
yes. So this year we've had scholarships in the last 2 years. The first year we did not, and so it was something that we definitely felt that was a big thing that we needed was scholarships to be able to reach more athletes here in Lincoln, Nebraska. But so we definitely have everybody's allowed to apply, and it's very, very structure on who is approved and who is not, based off the numbers.
And then you offer them other things if they're not approved.
Absolutely. We also have our sponsorships, which we have amazing sponsors that always are willing to help with kids that aren't able to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of our sponsors are out there. I'm going to go back to the coaches real quick because the hours go so fast.
We
so much
got
information.
1 minute here.
So tune in. So with everything that happens, how easy it is for you guys, Coach Rob, right, Coach Winnie, how easy it is for you to coach?
I think the organization makes it very easy. It's set up for us to come in and do our job, and that's what and that's what it is.
Hey, here's the thing, guys. We're gonna need these guys to come on back.
Yeah,
and we're gonna need to eventually do 2 hours because here we are.
Exactly.
We got 30 seconds left of the show, and hey, if you guys want to support them, let us know. Let them know. 402-464-5685. Text line was great. Streams were great. We got 20 seconds, guys. Final thoughts.
Shout out to the guys that have been grinding in Nebraska the longest.
There you
Nebraska
go.
Lead, Warren Academy, getting it done. Mike Hunter taking it here. So everything is good. There's so many other teams. We'll get to them next week.
There it is. All things youth football coming up next Saturday, 11 to noon. Royals up next.
Sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth 93.